If you had to go to the doctor today, what information would you get treated with? Medicines, diagnostics, treatment methods, are they all really modern? The truth is, the foundations of the medical system used today date back much further than you think, but there is a question. Who is the true father of medicine? Hippocrates or Ibn Sina? Hippocrates, the father of medicine. He is known as one of the greatest physicians of ancient Greece. But was he really a doctor? According to sources, Hippocrates was born in 460 BC on the island of Kos. He received medical training, systematized the knowledge he learned, and passed it on to his students. However, you know the Hippocratic Oath that all doctors take today? Well, that oath doesn't actually belong to Hippocrates. Yes, you heard it right. This oath was attributed to him centuries after his time. And what's even more interesting, many of the works attributed to Hippocrates are debated. There's no certainty that he actually wrote them. But still, Hippocrates' greatest contribution was this. He attributed diseases not to supernatural forces, but to natural causes. This was a revolutionary idea. However, there was a major gap. At that time, medicine had not yet fully gained a scientific foundation. Hippocrates tried to explain diseases, but he had no knowledge of infectious diseases, microbes, or medicines. Do you know who truly pioneered scientifically based medicine? Ibn Sina. Now, let's go back 1,000 years. We're going to tell the story of the man who developed many of the medical treatments we still use today, Ibn Sina. At the age of 10, he memorized the Quran, but then he decided to pursue science. By the age of 20, he had written over 450 books. Philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and most importantly, medicine. And his greatest work, Al-Kanun fit Tib, the Canon of Medicine. This book was taught in Europe for 700 years, but why? Because Ibn Sina's medical knowledge was far more advanced than Hippocrates. Ibn Sina discovered that diseases are contagious and was one of the first to propose quarantine methods to prevent their spread. But is that all? No. Ibn Sina understood the connection between the mind and body, recognizing that mental health could impact physical well-being. He even used music therapy and talk therapy to treat patients with psychological disorders, centuries before modern psychiatry emerged. But his contributions didn't stop there. He also made groundbreaking discoveries in pharmacology, anatomy, and surgery. So, if Ibn Sina was so great, why isn't his name as famous as Hippocrates? That's the real question. In the greatest showdown in medical history, two giants face off. Hippocrates approached medicine philosophically in ancient Greece. Ibn Sina established medicine on scientific foundations and advanced it through clinical experiments. But the biggest difference was this. Hippocrates believed that diseases were linked to four fundamental bodily fluids. In other words, health depended on the balance of blood, phlegm, yellow bile, and black bile. But Ibn Sina debunked this theory. He conducted scientific observations to find the real causes of diseases. He provided groundbreaking knowledge on surgeries, psychological disorders, and pharmacology, which remained influential for centuries. But why did modern medicine highlight Hippocrates while leaving Ibn Sina in the shadows? This is one of the greatest battles of knowledge in history. During the Renaissance, Europe centered its own history and built the history of science as a continuation of ancient Greece. The ideas of Greek philosophers like Hippocrates and Galen were revived. But Ibn Sina's contributions were overlooked. But why? Because the Western world wanted to highlight its own cultural heritage by tracing the origins of science back to Greek civilization. As a result, figures like Hippocrates and Galen were glorified, while scientists from the Islamic world, like Ibn Sina, did not receive the same recognition. But the truth is, the most important principles of modern medicine that we use today are based on Ibn Sina's discoveries. Now I ask you, who is the true inventor of medicine? Hippocrates or Ibn Sina? Now you know the truth. If this information surprised you, like, share, and comment, because from now on, we will continue to uncover the hidden truths of history. Thank you for watching. Now you too know the real history.